my son alone. He's all I have.
I'm not here to take him. I'm here to help him live.
The village still remembers the night Chibueze entered the world, and the same night his father left it. In a single breath, joy collided with tragedy. From that moment, Mama Chibueze wrapped her arms and her entire existence around her newborn son, not out of ordinary love, but out of fear so deep it became a shadow in their home. As he grew, her grief hardened into a vow. She would never allow life to take anything from her again, not even the future Chibueze was meant to have. Chibueze entered adulthood sheltered so tightly that the world barely touched him. Every time a girl tried to greet him, Mama Chibueze appeared like a storm, interrupting conversations, chasing them away with sharp warnings, or reminding them he wasn't ready. Soon the village found a new name for him, whispered at gatherings, and murmured behind his back, the boy still tied to his mother's breath. And Chibueze, trapped between shame and confusion, watched love slip away before it even had a chance. Years passed, but Chibueze's world remained painfully small. He lived inside routines carved by someone else's fears. On quiet evenings, he sat outside, watching couples laugh freely, wondering what it must feel like to choose your own path. He carried a heaviness in his chest, an ache born from knowing that the life he wanted was just beyond reach, yet guarded by the one person he could never confront. His heart whispered rebellion long before his lips ever dared. Ify arrived like fresh air in a room that had been closed for years. From the moment she stepped into the neighborhood, heads turned, not because she was the most beautiful, but because she moved with the kind of confidence that silenced doubt. When she first spoke to Chibueze, he felt something unfamiliar, possibility. And while others warned her about his mother, Ify only smiled. She had seen men controlled by fear before. What she saw in Chibueze was something far rarer. A man buried beneath hesitation, waiting for someone brave enough to pull him out. Mama Chibueze met Ify like a gatekeeper guarding treasure. Her eyes narrowed, her voice sharpened, and every word carried the weight of unspoken threats. But Ify didn't retreat. She stood her ground with a calmness so steady, it unsettled even Mama herself. This was the first time anyone had pushed back, and Mama Chibueze felt the walls she built beginning to shift. A confrontation was inevitable. Yet neither woman understood just how much this encounter would test them. Chibueze could no longer pretend everything was fine. Each argument between his mother and Ify felt like a blade twisting inside him. He sat alone in the dark, torn between loyalty and longing, guilt and desire. His silence was cracking. The boy his mother had shaped was fighting the man he was becoming. And for the first time in his life, Chibueze allowed himself to cry, not from weakness, but from the unbearable weight of choosing between the woman who raised him and the woman who saw him. The village expected Ify to disappear like all the others, but she surprised everyone. Instead of slipping away quietly, she confronted the whispers head on. She challenged the women who spread rumors, faced every pointed comment without flinching, and carried herself like someone who knew exactly what she wanted. Her resilience became the talk of the community. People wondered who she was to dare challenge Mama Chibueze. Yet Ify wasn't fighting the mother. She was fighting for the future she believed Chibueze deserved. Late one night, Mama Chibueze found herself alone with the picture of the man she lost decades ago. The room was silent, but her memories were not. Everything she had done, all the controlling, the fear, the possessiveness, was rooted in a grief she never healed. For the first time, she realized she wasn't protecting Chibueze. She was imprisoning him. And the thought frightened her more than losing her husband ever had. With trembling steps, Mama Chibueze approached Ify. Her pride had swallowed her voice for years, but in that moment, vulnerability broke through. She apologized, not perfectly, not gracefully, but honestly, and Ify, with the strength that had carried her this far, accepted. At that moment, the tension that had divided them slowly dissolved. Mama Chibueze realized Ify wasn't here to steal her son. She was here to love him in a way she no longer could. The morning light fell differently that day. Chibueze walked beside Ify with a quiet confidence he'd never known. And behind him, Mama Chibueze watched with a soft smile, one touched by relief, acceptance, and healing. The boy she held too tightly was finally stepping into his own life. Not because she let him go, but because she learned how to hold him differently.